So we are going to discuss about Spring Data JP, right? Have you guys completed about database communication?
Yes, sir.
Clear, right? Now let me add some couple of points just to have a look here. Okay. Now Spring Boot Data JPA is used to connect the Spring application with a relational database efficiently using, I can say, efficiently using, I can say, as a Spring Boot. Okay. How to it supporting Spring Boot hyphen starter hyphen data JPA dependency. Okay, internally it is using JPA dependency from 1.5 onwards. First of all, why we need this dependency? Okay, this dependency JPA basically stands for Java Persistent API. Okay, now this Spring Data JPA, okay, avoid lot of boilerplate code. I can say, we can say Spring Data is used to develop persistence layer in applications. It is nothing but a permanent storage. Now when you think JPA, you are able to see the JPA also. Now basically Spring Data JPA is not a JPA provider. It's not a JPA provider, and it is a library. That's it. It's kind of a library, or we can say as a framework. Okay, adds an extra layer of abstraction. Okay, on top of our JPA provider like Hibernate. Now JPA provider is nothing but your Hibernate, guys. This Spring Boot Data JPA is not it's kind of a library to work with your JPA queries. Okay, this Spring Data JPA, I can say that Spring Data JPA will provide implementation for all DAO operations. Using proxy design pattern. Okay, whatever the methods are available, save method, save all method, and delete method, update method, the whole logic is given by using proxy design pattern. It is following the operations. What are the features of Spring Data JPA? What are the features of the Spring Data JPA? Now, the very first feature, there is a no code repository. Okay, there is a main advantage of yesterday we created like a simple interface. That's it. You don't need to worry about whole code. Previously, you need to extend some kind of JDBC, Hibernate, then you need to write your methods. This is kind of a no code repository. And we have another point, we can reduce boilerplate code. You no need to write again same logic. Suppose I want to store data into the database. Right now, yesterday we are using predefined method, save method. You don't want to write again some piece of code using entity manager, Hibernate related. Those all the code lists you no need to write. Why? Because Spring Data JPA is providing, I can say, Spring Data JPA provides the default implementation for each method by its repository interfaces. Okay, by its repository, by its repository interfaces. So no need to write read and write operations. This is the another advantage, another feature. And generated queries also another option. Okay, generated queries is nothing but, okay, it generates the database queries based on the method name. This is one of the beautiful feature in the Spring Boot, guys. If you write a method based on some grammar syntax, it will generate a queries for you. Okay, using Spring Data. Okay, using Spring Data JPA, we can execute queries in three ways. Number one, by using predefined methods, is nothing but repository inbuilt methods. You can do that. Number two, by writing find by methods. This is nothing but method writing. Here internally following as a Spring DSL. Okay. Number three, we have a by writing custom queries. This is up to you. Here we can use it at the rate query annotation we can perform. Using Spring Data JPA, we can able to write by using three ways. Yesterday, one method using predefined methods I explained. Okay. Now we have a two types of repositories. Okay. Two types of predefined repositories. Two types of repository. One for the CRUD repository and another for the JPA repository. What are the advantages? CRUD repositories perform all CRUD operations it is providing. Okay, and JPA is the advanced version of the JPA CRUD operations plus pagination support. Pagination support is available here. This is the difference between the CRUD repository and JPA repository. Only that's it. If to create a interface, just how you created yesterday public interface, if you take user repository, this is simply just a interface. There is no special meaning. Whenever you are extends, you can take the CRUD repository. It will accept two parameters. The first parameter, it kind of a entity class. Now if you take a user class, user is your entity class, and second parameter is kind of a data type. Whenever you are writing database operations, these interfaces, you need to make at the rate repository interface to saying that we are writing database logic on this method. This is a standard way of writing. Same thing if you want to write JPA, just here you can use as a JPA repository. Internally, JPA is extending CRUD repository by using multiple inheritance. These two are interfaces, right? Whatever the methods are available in the CRUD, same will be applicable for the JPA also. It's kind of a advanced repository interface. Now, whatever we developed yesterday application, now are you clear now by using these points? Could you please read once again? I will give some couple of time. Let me give 30 seconds of time. Could you please read yourself, guys? Let me know once you're done. It's done. Still, let me know, guys, once you complete it.
Bhaskar, little up.
Little bit up, huh? Okay, sure.
Yeah.
Let me decrease the font so that. As part of the classroom itself, you should aware what we are learning also. Probably you should be complete within the classroom this kind of discussion, theory discussion or whatever. Anyway, code you need to practice. Everyone completed? Others?
Yes.
Clear,
Yes,
right?
yes.
Yeah, super. Now we'll see about the 𝐶𝐸 repository. Okay, 𝐶𝐸 repository. Now, yes, when you ask, basically, as the name denotes, if you see, as the name, okay, denotes, it is providing, okay, lot of predefined methods available in this interface. What are the methods are available? Okay, 𝐶𝐸 operations. If you see the name itself, 𝐶𝐸 operations. Now, in this 𝐶𝐸 operations, just I mentioned, this is kind of a predefined interface. You can say, guys, this is a predefined interface available in Spring Data JPA. Okay, Spring Data JPA. Now, very first one, you have a save method is available. I'm not writing the parameters, just I'm writing the methods itself, guys. Later we can discuss about this point. Okay, now save method is used to store single object in the database. If you use the save all method, it represents list of records, I mean say list of data you can able to pass. Okay, with respect to storing a record in the DB. Okay, now in the same way, this save method is used to store and as well as update data for existing record in DB. So that means for update operation and store operation, both we have a single method available, save method. That's it. There is no kind of a special method. Update method is not available here. Okay, now to retrieve existing record in the DB by using, we have a find by ID. We can say ID represents your primary key. Okay, if you check whether ID is available or not, you can use exist by ID. I mean, whenever you are providing a key, this key is available in the database or not. It kind of a Boolean return type. Find by ID means you will get a object also. If you want to retrieve all the records in the DB, you can use as a find all method. Suppose you given couple of inputs like I will provide 10 IDs. For those 10 records, I want to retrieve my record or to retrieve my all objects. Then you can use as a find all by ID. This is the another method is available. If I want to know how many number of records are available, you have a count method is available. Okay, now we can use the delete by ID based on primary key. If you want to delete in the database a particular record, you can use delete by ID. You don't want to use by primary key, you want to provide a object, then you can use by delete. You want to store complete all records in the database, then you can use as a delete all method. These are all kind of a predefined methods available in the 𝐶𝐸 repository. Okay, now tell me why we need find all method. What is the use of find all method? Yes, please acknowledge this.
To retrieve all the records from the
table. What is the use of the count method, Sandesh?
Which one, sir?
Count method.
It counts the number of record.
Okay, what is the difference between delete and delete by ID? See,
Delete means delete all the records, and delete by ID means that a particular record.
Sorry, here there is
delete will be object
exactly
based.
It is the object based. That means to delete a record based on the object as a entity. Here it will be accepted as a primary key. Okay, delete all represents to delete complete records, to delete all records in DB. Are you guys clear about these methods, 𝐶𝐸 operation methods? Clear, right? Super.
Sir, one question, sir.
Yes, go ahead.
Yes, so data JPA internally use the Hibernate or not?
It will be internally using JPA. The name itself you are able to see JPA. internal using JPA implement entity manager, it will be used.
Okay.
Hibernate is the implementation of JPA.
Okay, sir.
Okay, yeah. Now here we have another repository is available. Okay, there is a pagination. Okay, there is a JPA repository. This JPA repository internally extending another interface that is nothing but it is okay. It is extending another interface that is paging and sorting repository. It internally talk to the crowd repository. Here we have two methods are available. First method is nothing but okay. What are the methods? Okay, what are the possible implementations I'm explaining, guys? Okay, we have a find all is used to retrieve complete records in the database. The advantage here is to sort some particular based on the column name. Okay, suppose sort name, just this is one kind of a overloaded method, find all method. It will be accept okay, you retrieve 10,000 records in the DB. You need in the sorting mechanism based on the price, based on the salary in ascending order or descending order. Either you can write your own query or we have already predefined query using find all method. This is one method. We have another method, find all. It will be accepted as a pageable object. Pageable, this is kind of a interface. We have a implementation is available. This method is used to implement the pagination at server side programming. Pagination we can perform okay in two ways, client side pagination and server side pagination. If you follow the server side pagination, okay, database operation calls are very low. If you follow server side pagination, if you retrieve find all method, it may take 5 minutes or 10 minutes to retrieve or maybe 10,000 or 20,000 records. But if you open any Flipkart website like Flipkart or Amazon, whenever you are searching a mobile phone, it will display only top 10 records. When you click 34th page number, it will display on that particular page. Those records only will display for you. To implement that kind of pagination, we need to follow find all method. It is used to implement the server side pagination. Are you guys clear now? These two methods. Are you guys clear about JPA repository? Why we need?
Yes.
Okay. Now, still, these two things are one. Still, we have another is schema generation. Yesterday we discussed about right schema generation. See, ORM frameworks. ORM frameworks is nothing but your Hibernate are having a support to generate schema in runtime. You no need to write if you are following the JDBC. Okay, JDBC you need to create a table. You need to insert the data. Okay, I mean at the runtime we don't have an option to create this schema, but here ORM framework is one of the okay important feature is available to create the schema at the runtime. Okay, these ORM frameworks I can say okay can create tables and can create sequence also in runtime required for the app. What based on the use case, whether you need it by default schema generation mode will be off. You need to explicitly to enable the schema generation. Okay, we will use DDL-auto okay property in application.property file is nothing but our configuration file. What is the property? Spring.jpa.hibernate ddl-auto is equal to, here it will be accept 4 parameters. I mean say at a time only, either create, either you can use update, you can use create-drop, and you can use for the none, any one. Okay, schema, I mean say possible values for this, for ddl-auto. Okay, create means what will happen, every time new table will create and existing table will drop. That means existing schema will be destroyed. That is the meaning of the create. Okay, create-drop, that means it create tables and drop tables at the end of application shutdown. Whenever you shut down the application, all tables will be a drop off. Okay, update, this is the in the development phase we will be use the update operation. If table is not available, okay, it will create else. Okay, if table already exists, if table is already just it will just perform, it will just perform your operations. That's it. Next we have another, there is a validate. Okay, it is used to validate the schema details. None, that means nothing will be happen, simply it will not create, is nothing but off state. Here we can make it as a validate and we can make it as a none option here. So these are the possible, okay, configurations available for DDL. As part of our development phase, we will be enable the update. As part of the production, okay, you can use the validate or you can use the none. We will not create in the production DB either create or update. It is very dangerous command to use create and update. To perform the scripts migration manually, they will be, okay, execute all the scripts, whatever the tables are created in the div environment, same tables they will take the backup and they will be do manual operations in the production database. Only the development phase we will be used for the update. Create-drop to develop any POC kind of applications, you can use create-drop. Okay, create is just to create the table and existing will be destroyed. Whenever first the initial startup of your application, you can use create. Second time whenever you are running, then you can use the update. But anyway, we have an advantage of using the update. It will be perform create and as well as update also. So the recommended one to use in the development environment is the update. Are you guys clear about schema generation? Whatever we develop, I'm giving the information to you. Clear?
What is create drop?
It's kind of POC kind of applications we will be used. It's not recommended for the production. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. Others, are you guys are clear?
Yes, Bhaskar.
Clear, right? Now, see, few more properties will be JPA properties. Still, we have couple of things we have. Suppose if you in the console you want to display queries in the console, then Spring Data JPA is providing JPA.showSQL. It is nothing but true. Previously, we need to enable these things using Hibernate configuration file. These are all part of the Hibernate related properties. So to display queries in the console, okay, you can use showSQL. Suppose you want to single line, assume that your query can include 5 lines of queries. Assume that it will be display only single line. Here it will be display single line. Okay, single line, it will display the query. If you need in the beautiful manner, okay, the query should be look like a readable format. If you want to know Just in the JPA, we have a called of the properties. It will accept a key and value. Okay, here our key will be Hibernate dot format underscore SQL. If you enable this option, your query will be displayed in the beautiful manner. Just these two things we will be not used in the production. It's not recommended, only for the development, only in the development phase. These are two things. Why? Because we should not display the queries in the production side, only the development phase. These two things. Okay, now we have another property to load any scripts, okay, from project. Then we need to use, okay, spring dot data source dot initialization mode. We have a kind of a to load any scripts. Suppose in your local you have a scripts, you want to execute the scripts in the DB, then you need to enable initialization mode equal to always, so it will be executed. Okay, the file name should be, okay, data.sql. It should be available in src slash what is that, main slash resources folder. It should be keep in this folder. This is the class path. Okay, the file name should be data.sql. Save should be available in the class path. Whenever you are running the application, it will pick automatically data.sql. I think we have another one, schema.sql also, but I need to check this particular tag. Throughout our sessions, we will be discuss this part as part of our training. Don't worry. Okay, this is about our JPA properties. Are you guys clear about this one? Okay, now still some Hibernate. Okay, there is a kind of a dialects information is available. Is nothing but why we need. This is still an optional one. Okay, if you are running Oracle database, you will have a Oracle dialect. If you are using MySQL dialect will be available. Based on the database, these dialects will be a different. If in your I'd say pom.xml any class path is available, then directly it will be use your MySQL and Oracle automatically based on the class path. If you want to perform explicitly, just you can use spring.jpa.database-platform. Just you can provide here org.hibernate. Under this package, you have a dialect package. Here you can use some XX. It represents maybe MySQL, I can say 8 version. Right now, this dialect is used. This dialect is used to generate runtime platform dependent queries. It will be generate for you. Okay, it will create platform dependent queries. It will create platform dependent queries at the runtime. That's why we need the dialects. We have a different types of dialects are available. This is another property. Okay, in JPA. This dialect is clear, guys. Any question? Okay, you hope you are already aware database properties, URL, username, and password. That is a common. So this is the overall part for your data JPA discussion. Are you guys are clear? You want to read from where? Just okay. From here, can you please read yourself once? Read yourself, guys. I'm giving some time. Whenever if you ask to down, just I can make it for you. Can I go down?
Yes, down.
Yeah.
Stop.
Yeah. It's completed.
What do you mean by loading a script from the project?
Where is that? Here, assume that, okay, if Hibernate DDL hyphen auto is equal to none, if you given, it will not create any tables in the database. In that case, okay, in the scripts file, I mean to say, in your class path in data.sql file, you can create your create statement or update statement, or can say delete statement. You can write your SQL queries. Those SQL queries will be, okay, perform in your database. Then you can use for the scripts.
Means we can write store procedures and also write.
Yeah, not procedures. Oh yeah, you can write procedures also, don't worry. Basically in the production level, we will be use this concept.
Okay.
And even we have a kind of a concept, I can say there is a database migration. This data migration they can use as a 𝐓𝐞𝐜𝐴. This is kind of a what are the scripts are executed, which scripts are failed. This to manage the database migration, we have already kind of a library is a 𝐓𝐞𝐜 is available. Name I'm not sure, guys. Let me verify to here. There is a 𝐓𝐞𝐜 with the Spring Boot. Not this one. Let me go to the official website. Yes, open source version control. Whenever you are able to commit a specific file to the Git, how it is maintaining the versioning, what is the commit ID, what happened. In this way to maintain your database also, this is kind of a library. This library support is available for the Spring Boot also. Okay, just to your information, just I'm giving to you this part. Okay, this is about database migration. You can use it. In that case, you should be supposed to keep as a DDL equal to none. In that case, you need to avoid these database migrations. Clear? Yeah. Now tell me, to develop database operations, how many types of interfaces are available? How many repositories are available?
CRUD repository, JPA repository.
What is the difference between the CRUD versus JPA?
JPA will additionally give pagination support.
Pagination support. Okay. Overall, how many methods are available in the CRUD repository? What are the methods? Quickly.
Save, update.
Sure. Update method is not available. Save method is used to save and update both.
Save all, find all, find by ID. Next, delete all, delete by ID.
Yes. Okay. Count method is available.
Count.
Okay. Yes. Okay. Now, what are the two methods available in JPA repository? Sandesh, not only one person, others also please speak up, guys. Session is for everyone.
Can you repeat your question?
What are the methods available in JPA repository?
Find by, delete all.
No. I'm asking about the JPA repository. Apart from CRUD operations, pagination support is available. What are the two methods? Others, please help him also, guys. Ashwant.
Find by ID.
No. Not by ID. We have a
Find all
pagination
method
software.
by sorting under. Yeah.
Find all
sorting
Exactly.
until method.
Find all method is a which type of method? Overloaded method or not?
Yes.
It's kind of a
overloaded
it's,
method.
yes.
Overloaded method.
Exactly. It's kind of a polymorphism, compiled and polymorphism. Guys, sometimes in interview questions, hey, in which place you are using your OOPS concepts in your projects? Common scenario based question in interview room. Not only the freshers, this question will be happen for the experienced people. Hey, we have a OOPS concepts, right? Where all you applied these concepts in your project? So you should aware that, okay, polymorphism, we can use it here in JPA. And we have another use case, exception handling also we will be used about the overloading. Based on the scenario, you need to think, you need to make a note in the notepad file. Please open the notepad file. Okay, now overloading we can apply here. In wherever I am explaining the OOPS, these kind of things are available. Just try to make and later let me know once. Okay, please make a note this one, guys. It's very
Jpa
important.
Repository.
Methods, I mean to say, overloaded methods are available in the Jpa repository. Okay, everyone make a note. Open your notepad file. Just make a note this one. Next, tell me which design pattern is using from Spin Data GPA to implement DAO operations.
Proxy design.
Exactly, proxy design pattern it is using. Okay, are you clear about what is Spring Data JPA? What are the main things are available? Now, whatever I explained in yesterday's session, let me show you one more time. Now you guys need to explain. Now, to perform database operations, first you need to go for application.property file. Okay, now hope we enable the URL, username and password. Now see, to display your SQL queries, I can use show SQL equal to true. Okay, if I want to display in the beautiful manner, okay, to format our SQL query, which tag I need to use, which property I need to use.
Format -SQL.
Okay, okay, let me show you to you. Where is that SQL query? Format underscore SQL. Yes, now let me enable this query also to you. Okay, let me make it, paste it. Okay, now somewhere it is throwing some exception. Yes, we need to use as a Spring. Okay, it is cleared. Okay, now to show this SQL query, now let me make it as a none option here. To make it as a create statement here, so that you can able to see all your SQL queries to here. Okay, now this is a kind of a interface. See, this is your, and still, is it mandatory or is it optional? @repository annotation. Not
mandatory.
It's a mandatory. Couple of people are saying, but for your information, @repository annotation is a optional. It is optional annotation. Why? Because we are extending superclass interface. So by getting the inheritance concept, this is a optional annotation for you. If you're not written also, no issues also. Now, how many parameters will be accepted for a CRUD repository or JPA repository?
2 parameters.
What are the two parameters? First
Object
parameter.
and object.
Object and
the data type.
Primary key type.
Exactly, primary key of data type. Now, if it is a product is our entity. Here I am taken ID as my integer, so you should take as a ID. And here one more point, instead of the integer, if you want to make it as a generic, you can use as a serializable. This is also one kind of a interview question. Okay, I'm not sure in the latest version. It should be accept as a serializable. Java.io, it will take automatically your data type. This is also a valid one, serializable interface. Okay, now what is a serializable, guys? Which kind of interface? Marker interface. Okay, who will control by the serialization? JVM or programmer?
JVM.
Okay. If I want to control my serialization, then which concept I need to go? I'm asking core Java questions. Sorry, your voice, lot of background voice. I think Jayesh, I'm not sure. Others, please help me. This serialization, I want to take the control. Then in core Java, which concept I need to go ahead? Exactly, Jayesh, whatever you said is correct. What about others? Anyone? Core Java question. Externalization, you want to go. Difference between the serialization versus externalization. Clear? So this is about, and any am I missing? Now to represent your model class as a entity class, okay? To map your object relational mapping, I made @entity. Okay, these are the annotations we'll discuss later. To generate a primary key, I am using generation type equal to auto. It will generate a primary key for you. Okay, now let me run this application. Okay, before going to start my application, I want to execute some piece of logic. How many ways available in the Spring Boot? What is the functionality? As part of application startup, I want to execute some piece of code. What is the concept behind that? How we will approach? Sorry?
Command line learner.
Exactly. How many types of
Runners.
runners are available?
3 types of
Two types of runners.
Two types of runners. Yes, one for the command line runner, another for the application runner.
Application.
Yes. Now see here, guys. Observe here. Now yesterday when given show SQL equal to true, what happened here? Just we can able to see single line of statement. Whenever you are enabling, okay, this property tag of format SQL. See your drop table. Okay, your table is created in the 3 lines. It's in the formatted way. But if you use this kind of statement, formatted or SQL in the production, the log size will be increased. So it is not recommended to use in the production real-time migration, and to say production database, production deployment, you should not use these 2 tags. Are you clear this one now? See, now closed JPA entity manager factory shutdown is initiated. Why? Because I am running in a standalone application. Are you guys clear up to now about the database, how to connect it? It should be very crystal clear for everyone. Any question, just ask me. Okay,
Bhaskar,
now, yes, go ahead.
if the @repository is optional, if we ignore that, how it was recognized that as a component or a bean.
So why? Because we are using the concept of inheritance. If you click on the crowd repository, it is internally using no repository bean. So it is taking the functionality of existing interfaces which is available in data JPA module. So container will be created automatically a bean for you. Clear?
Okay.
Yeah. So maybe it can use, maybe internally it is extended in the top. Okay, so that's the still. Now what I can do, let me minimize, let me comment it this one. Again, I'm running my application. We'll see whether it is working or not. Spring Boot application. See, all tables are, why? Because I am using as a create, always table will be drop and again it will be create for you. That's it. Okay. Now here instead of the create, let me use is the create hyphen drop. Just create hyphen drop I am using. If I running this application, this is a standalone application. Application will be create and application will be stop automatically. Now have a look here. All queries you can able to see here itself. Create hyphen drop, right? First it needs to drop any existing tables are available. Tables are created. See again tables are dropped. This is the functionality of our create hyphen drop. Okay, now suppose if you make it as a validate here, assume that you are adding the validate. If you just this is assignment for you, make it here validate, and in the database in the backend, please go and change the structure of your product table. Try to add another column. or try to add some unique something, made a table structure, try to change. Here keep it as a validate and run your application. Then it should be matched with your product. If it is a invalid, then it will throw exception for you. Okay, some kind of structure is modified, you cannot able to start. This is about the validate scenario. Okay, if you make it as a null, it will not happen anything, just it will be show a split, nothing will be happen. That's it. So as part of the development, we can use the update. If I use the update now, if I run my application, this time it will display only you can insert the query with the help of the command line runner we created. See, previously table is dropped. Now product is inserted. If I run one more time this application, now you can able to see. Okay, there is no trail. See, two queries are generated. Hibernate sequence is generated, and as well as the product sequence is generated. Now assume that I don't want to perform another database operation to maintain my primary key. Now it is maintaining Hibernate underscore sequence. If you don't want, then in the product table, this is specific for MySQL. Just here instead of the auto, you can make as a identity. If you made as a identity, it will not create any another table for your primary key. Now go to your database. Let me click this particular schema. Okay, now here you can able to see these two tables are available. Let me refresh. Now what is my product table? Now I have a two records are available. This is my primary, another primary keys 3 is maintaining. Now I want to drop these two tables now. Okay, drop two tables, drop. Okay, tables are dropped successfully. Now if I run my application one more time, now let me run this application.java, run as Spring Boot application. Now this time it should not create any database tables. I mean to say any Hibernate sequence. Are able to see only two tables are created. If you go to the database, right click, refresh all, see only product, it will be maintained the primary key for you. That is the advantage of using identity. This is specific for only for the MySQL. You need to remember. If you can use the auto you can use any RDBMS. This is specific for only for the MySQL. Okay, so this is the concept of the ID generation. Now, couple of points. Okay, now entity class. Okay, now entity class we are using. Okay, now to make it a primary key, which annotation I need to use for your normal class?
@ID.
@ID. If it is a auto generated, then which annotation?
@generated value.
Exactly, you can use @generated value, these two annotations. Now if you need a customization, if you need the customization for column names, okay, I don't want to use as a ID, I want to use some specific different name. Now have a look here. Here you are using the
column.
name. Exactly, you can use @column. Just you can use @column here. You can provide name equal to, I want to provide P_name, product name. In the same way, I want to customize the description. Just you can use as a DESC. In this way you can. Now let me run this application. Let me make it as a create here so that you can able to see one more time. Now let me run this table. Now see here, product existing table is dropped. See, insert into P_ this product description and product name. Okay, if you want to change your table name, even we have an option of you can change the table. Here we can use @column. This is the one point. And third, if you want a customization, you can use @table tag. This is used to customize your table name. Now here @table. Here you can provide a name. Suppose I want to use as a products I want to use. Now, if you have a products table, now let me run this application. Okay, it is trying to search any products table is available in the DB or not, but the products table is not available. So anyway, drop will not work. Okay, why? Because you are created. Now see, new table is created for you, and see insert into the products p underscore descending and p underscore the name. This is about the annotation customization for your product table. This is about couple of annotations. Now here you can able to insert unique information or duplicate information for this particular name. Tell me. Okay.
Unique information.
No, okay, I can verify that part. Let me make it as a update command here. Okay, now I'm running this particular table. Okay, now just verify in the database. You can able to insert. Let me run one more time the same table. Okay, the multiple times I'm running the my application. Now go to the database. Now let me. This is a products table is required. Okay, now let me run. Now are you able to insert the duplicate information or unique information?
The values here,
So,
right?
yes,
You can
yes.
duplicate something.
Duplicate information. If you want to restrict here, you can provide a kind of a constraints. Okay, you can follow as a unique constraint. Just enable as a true. You can make it enable as a true here. Okay, I don't want to insert the null value. Just you can use as a nullable. Okay, you can make it as a false. Okay, then you are creating a constraint. This particular name. These constraints you can able to see in the queries also. To make it very new table, let me use as a create statement. Okay, now let me run this application. Now you are running for the first time, it will be created table structure for you. Now see here. See, is it adding or not? Alter table products add constraint. Okay, unique key is added here. And for the same ID, see, it should be not null. Okay, now let me change to the same table with the update here. I'm changing to update and go to your application.java. Here, what I'm doing, same record I'm trying to insert here. Now just go there. I'm running this application. Now see, you got an exception. What exception? SQL integrity constraination violation exception. This is the whenever you are inserting a duplicate record, this exception you will get it. Now, okay, this is a duplicate records or duplicate entry in database. Duplicate entry in the database. Why? Because you are able to insert same record is exist. To make it, what you can do, you need to change -13. Just I'm making a change. If you run this application, okay, your record is a unique, so you can able to see the you can able to insert the data. If you want to verify, go to the database so that you can restrict from the user point of view. He should not insert any invalid data. So this is about product name. This description can be empty or it may duplicate. There is no specific rules for the description, but the name should be a unique. Okay, same product name can have many features, right, in that use case. This is just a sample example. Once we start, okay, tomorrow session, I will start about the RESTful. I will discuss a controller, service, and DAO, how to include these three things. Then you will learn few more new things about stereotype annotations, where you need to apply. These are all the things in tomorrow discussion I will explain for you. So this is all about overall. I will be share you whatever I written in the classroom. Complete notes I will be share you in your Telegram group. Are you guys clear?
Yesterday's also, please.
I hope I shared. Okay. From day one onwards till now, whatever I written in the class notes, complete notes I will be sharing. Okay. Okay. So today this is all about guys, and tomorrow we'll start about the RESTful. Okay, then I will be give some kind of a discussion and then we'll start the program. How we done yesterday, we created the project, how to communicate with the database. Today, just I cleared in your mind whatever the questions in your mind, every questions I cleared if I am not wrong. Any question in your mind about related to data JPA?
Till now we are good.
Till now you are good, right? Super awesome. Okay, then we'll continue tomorrow for the same.